So the start of a 2-day vlog, going up to London tonight, have overnight bag, laptop, phone charger, phone, and that's about it really. So right, on to work. This is why I hate driving to work. Friggin' stupid drivers, queues, give me a bike any day. So finally made it to the office, so let's go, and we've got let's go and crack on. We've got 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and then the train at about 3:30, so an eventful day. I just went to press play, then looked at all the overhead wires that are coming out of my head like that. It's quite funny. Anyway, just to prove it's not me. So helmet on, you can guess where I'm probably going now. Certainly anyone that's watched some of these vlogs before. That's right, off to London. We shall hopefully be able to hire some bikes again if the rain stays away and it's not too cold. We'll see how we go. So we had quite a busy day today. It's 25 to 4, just walking up to the train station now. So we've done 9 o'clock. We had a chat with a client who wants a valuation. Doing for their business. He's had the business for 20 odd years and is now thinking about his exit strategy. So he's wondering or considering selling it to an employee ownership trust. So we've got to come up with the valuation and get that agreed with HMRC. So that'd be quite a good one. But quite handy as well, because he is thinking about his exit strategy. And we are doing a podcast later on or probably next year actually, about exit strategies. So quite useful, something that anyone running their own business needs to consider. We then did had an internal meeting to go. We'll finalise an updated shareholders agreement. Again, something that we're going to be covering in a later podcast with our solicitors, Lacey's, who are doing our shareholders agreement. So another important aspect. What did we do then? We had a meeting then, draft accounts meeting, and then a tax course. So an update with the budget that came out 2 weeks ago. So the finance bill's now been published. So they've been schooling through that to see whether there's any surprises, which no surprise, there is. So I'm going to cover that off in an email to you all, possibly this evening if I get a chance, if not tomorrow morning. I'm just waiting on one client to confirm whether I'm seeing her this evening or tomorrow morning. But other than that, we're nearly at the station, so let's get the train to London, and we've got some catching up to do because Caroline keeps bombarding my inbox with all the things that I need to do for blogs and stuff. So I'm going to do that, and someone's coming now. So. Okay. So we're outside Clapham Junction train station now, just about to go and see my first client. Weird that I get on the carriage at Branksome and immediately there's a client sat on the train, same carriage I was going to sit on. So we sat and talked about business. No, it's fine, thank you. We sat and talked about her business for the journey up here, and just the situation she's in at the moment as well. So it's quite interesting because we talked about growth shares. So that was quite a useful thing, something that she hadn't heard about before. Yeah, just definitely some more work then. Got a December year end as well, so we need to do some tax planning for her. That's on the radar for this month, and then we'll catch up with her and see her to do some of that, and then we can talk a bit more about the growth shares. So now I'm on my way to just got to go nip down here, see a client, existing client, but they've just set up a new business. I can't really say too much, but they're setting up a new business up here in London. So we've already got the company set up, so we're going through things like VAT and possible group, because they potentially need to set up a different group of companies for that reasons. So we're going to go through those with him, and hopefully pick up the engagement paperwork, but he's always late, so I'm going to be sat here for a bit by myself, I think. But never mind, we'll see. Got to find the place first, though. So that was quite a complicated one. So setting up a kind of nursery stroke club stroke and some teaching kids going on in there. The VAT is an absolute nightmare. I'm going to need some specialist advice on that, because that's quite convoluted, and possibly 1, 2 or 3 companies we need to set up for various reasons, because of education being VAT on education, or provision of education is an absolute nightmare. You think it's exempt, but it could potentially not be. So anyway, we're going to go on to that one in more detail another time. So now I'm going to go and try and find the bike hire place, which I think is just down here, and then head over to the hotel, check into the hotel, and I'm going to call my 9 o'clock meeting rather than go and see, because I'm just too tired now, to be honest. So right, let's go and find a bike. So bike hire done, Clapham to Waterloo, here we come. Right, I'm testing myself here. I think this is Prince Albert Bridge, if I'm not mistaken. We'll find out in a minute. Get in there. Not sure about how all troops must break step when marching over this bridge. That's not me. Now, my wife would know the answer to this one, but didn't James Bond come out of there in Spectre? Was it that building? I don't know. I need to call her and find out. Well, I would say evening, Boris, but you won't be in, will you? You'll be having dinner with somebody or other. I don't know. This will all be packed on Sunday for Remembrance Day. Undercover police. Yeah. Evening, Mom. Evening. Flags up. She replied back with a yes. And that's also the building used by Boris. Quite heavily guarded at the moment, and very quiet. It's all a bit spooky, really. All a bit dark, dingy, and a lot of armed guards. And me, hey, Parliament Square to myself by the looks of it. So that's the bike all dropped off, so I'm just going to check into the hotel, and first job is to phone my darling wife, just to check in with her, because I've not seen her since this morning, and then hopefully go and grab something to eat, so cause I'm absolutely starving, especially after that little bike ride, 10 miles, so yeah, I need to get some food, but the hotel's just up here, so it won't be too long. So it's 8 o'clock this morning. Slept quite well, actually. Found an M&S just over the road last night, so I had a lovely quiche and scotch egg for dinner. So this morning I'm just going to go over there, because unfortunately the hotel restaurant is having some work done, so it's not going to be a breakfast at the Premier Inn. So I'm going to go back, have some breakfast, and go back to my room, and I've got about another couple of hours before my first meeting, so that gives me some chance to catch up on emails from yesterday, and I've got some work, the extra work that I need to do, and also research that VAT query from last night, which has been playing on my mind. So alright, go and get some breakfast. So I have my breakfast, a lovely mango and passion fruit, egg and spinach, and a mango, pineapple and passion fruit drink, So I'm gonna have that, and then crack on with some work. So now we are done some work in the hotel room, sent an email out to everybody, we've done some blogs as well, on residential property and also just crossing the road, and also on some recruitment as well. So I'm now got to head over to Soho, and that is, I don't know whether you can see, but it's raining. So I'm not going to get on my bike. I think it's time for the tube and head over to Oxford Circus, and then we'll go and see a client to do some R&D, which would be good. So they're in the fashion industry, they've done some R&D work, developing their website, so we're going to go and start the basis of the claim there. And then I've got a new client to see also in Soho as well. It's not entirely sure what she does, but we'll find out when we get there. So anyway, right, just going to head on into the tube now and then get to Soho. So we're in Soho now, so I'm just going to go and see this lady. She's radically grown her business over the last few years, and we're now going to talk about that and how she's managed that and what she's going to do to keep moving forward, and also R&D tax credits as well. So like I said before, she's just done quite a lot of work on her website, so which needs to be development work to drive new sales, so we need to capture that for R&D purposes. So we're going to go to that. I think we're just coming up to the street now, so let's go in and see what the next also has in store. So an interesting one there. So sat down, R&Ds for this year, so we started to sort of go through all of what we needed to do, went through the budgets and get the budgets that we've done onto zero, so they can do some variance analysis. So that's good. So a bit of a change of plan now. So I was going to see a new client, but she is sick, so I'm going to do that as a phone meeting. My 3 o'clock, I've just called, he's free now, so I'm going to go and see back to Charing Cross now, see him, just to get the tube over there because it's still raining, and then do the phone call and then be able to get an earlier train home. Yay! So right, now we're going to get back to Oxford Circus. Exciting. How tempting is it to go through the stage door for the Savoy? Nah, leave that for someone I know who's very good at acting. I'll leave that for her to do, I think. Where are we? Yeah, we're grand. Oh, blimey. I don't think I should be here because we should be having my ticket checked. I need to get out of here before I end up in a performance that I shouldn't be in. Never mind me, don't worry about it. Blah. Right, after a little bit of a detour and getting a little bit lost heading off down the embankment, I should have been heading off down to Strand, but anyway, I see my next venue. Oh, you can see my eyes, never mind. So, next meeting coming up now. So, helmets on, not because I'm going on a bike, but just because it's still raining. So it's just trying to keep me dry at the moment. So that guy there, he had a lot of £1 million plates he was kind of spinning, so just trying to go through each bit because it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. One bit can't happen without the other, can't happen without the other, can't happen without the other. So quite a fun for me, probably not, quite more nerve-wracking for him. Just going through each bit and what risks are and structuring the group right to manage that risk. So it's good. So just on going over Waterloo Bridge now, heading back to Waterloo. Got one phone call to make to a new client who I was supposed to see at 12. So I'm going to call her from there, and then head on back home, get the train a bit earlier than expected, which is always nice. So yeah, right, see you in the drive. That's not a sight you see every day, is it?
Please mind the gap between them.
So just finished. So just on the train back.
Next up on the service will be Bournemouth. After Bournemouth, this train will be calling out to Branksome and Parkson. Any passengers for Branksome and Parkson, please ensure in the front 5 coaches of this 10-car train. This is due to a short platform. Once again, next up on the service will be Bournemouth. After Bournemouth, this train will be calling out Branksome and Parkson. Any passengers for Branksome and Parkson, please ensure in the front 5 coaches of this 10-car train. Any passengers for Poole, all 10 coaches will alight at Poole.
Right, thank you. Been a good 24 hours actually. On as you can tell, I'm on the train back now. So just coming into Bournemouth. So just going to keep on going to Poole. So I've seen 4 clients and spoken to 2 on the phone. So I've had caught up with 2. So done a bit of a catch up, and 1 existing one obviously starting up another venture. So it's been good trip. Good to get out of the office as well, and caught up on the emails. So there's a few things to do when I get back into the office tomorrow. A few queries to sort with a few of the guys, and a few other clients where you just can't call back on the train, obviously. So anyway, I'm gonna go home and have a lovely G&T, I think, because I feel like I need it. So I hope you've enjoyed this little vlog, and see you again soon.